Greetings, chess friends. Today, a game I had never seen until yesterday. When I saw this game, my jaw was on the floor. Unbelievable variations, foresight, calculation. Let's jump right into this one because I cannot wait. White Pieces today, the hero of our video is going to be Vugar Gashimov. I feel like it's worth mentioning that he tragically passed away at a young age. So very sad. I did find a little bit about that due to a medical condition. And Magnus described him as one of the most talented and original players he'd ever met. He was always friendly with everyone and always smiling. I have many good memories with him from tournaments. That was from Magnus. This gentleman, Gashimov, was in the world's top 10, really, and just about 10 years ago passed. So, okay, let's jump into the chess. This game is stunning. So Petrov defense, not known as an absolutely wild tactical affair, typically. But here, the main line d6, knight retreats. Still, this is very typical territory. And I believe most games will go here, bishop developing or c4 right away. Here, definitely c4 is kind of the idea that you usually see. But in this game, he plays not c4 at all, but knight c3. Everything makes sense, just a different way to go. I'm not sure of the popularity of this then or now and what that looks like, but it's still roughly equal. Perhaps white has a tiny edge. Castle's kingside. h3, that move really just prophylactic against bishop g4, I would imagine, creating a little room to run, but stopping the bishop from pinning the knight. And black answers with the same, h6. Rook e1, developing the rook to a better square, the open file. And knight e5. I want to mention, usually when we're really learning chess from its beginnings and the original tactics, we always kind of find this bishop c4 and knight g5 type ideas. But I think as you improve at chess, you'll realize that the knight, the second move, is typically knight to e5 instead of knight g5. Of course, there's many variations with knight g5, but I think e5 is the more centrally located, more a typical home for that knight. Here we go. Queen h4. Aggressive move. Rook b1. Kind of a sly move. Again, preventing the bishop essentially from developing due to the pawn hanging. But also this rook is going to play a very important role in the game. So knight takes knight. Sometimes when this pawn is under attack, you'll meet that with b6, which is of course not possible due to the knight. So he does trade there. Bishop c5, threatening the weak f2 point, but that's easy enough to defend. A number of ways we could have done that. Queen f3. There is b6. We kind of alluded to that move earlier. It gives the bishop also some flexibility where it wants to go. Bishop e3. And what's going on, Chris? You said this was an exciting game. All the pieces are getting traded. The pawn structure not looking great for white. Well, actually, the excitement picks up right now. And Gashimov was known as a great attacker, and typically attackers are great blitz players. What I was reading also mentioned that. But here, rook b4, not a crazy move. I think this one is easy enough to spot. We only have two rooks and a bishop and a queen. But the next move really sets off a chain of events which is just unbelievable. I don't even think I would play this next move in a classical game, and I think that what really ensues, I think Gashimov must have seen at this point. He must have seen this, and still the engine's top move, rook f4. Perhaps preventing some f6 type of move, but the next move really proves that he had a long attack in mind here, and reminiscent of Fischer. You've seen this tactic in chess history, but this one is the only winning move, rook f6. I couldn't believe it. I'm just clicking through some games on my phone, and I stopped. And I said, what is this? Rook f6. Really nice move. Let's get into the details maybe after, because there's a lot to look at. So let's just see how the game unfolded. I'm sure he calculated, but black did not capture this rook. We'll see after why. Rook d8, rook f d8. Queen h5, the engine's best move. I believe he plays every top engine move from now on. This was 2007, so I know the when you hear he played every top engine move, you start to think, well, is he cheating? No, not at all. This was the olden days. I'm saying it more because it's just plain amazing. Queen h5, ratcheting up the pressure, as well as inviting the other rook to join in. The rook on e3 is a little clumsy at the moment. It cannot really do much, but after queen h5, now this rook has improved without even having moved yet. King f8, the king is on the run. King feels the danger on the run. Rook g3, again, this rook cannot be taken. We're going to see all that. c4, a natural move. If white has to retreat the bishop, there's no safe squares, essentially, perhaps bishop h7, actually a good move. But if white had to retreat the bishop, that would slow down the attack. But he was thinking no such thing. And the big haymaker, rook takes g7, stunning. And this is just stunning move after stunning move. I don't know if I would find any of these moves, let alone in succession, the best engine move every time. So here, c takes d3, and if this wasn't enough, the finale of this game goes with the most forcing move, rook g8. I told you this was a good one. Petrov, not known for that, but my goodness, this is a genius game. The hand of a true master. I mean, you cannot just guess these moves. Rook takes h6, and the checkmate is just forced. The engine is saying mate in 3. There's a few desperate moves you can make, but here, black resigned at this moment. So let's go back and look at the variations, but essentially, let's make a move here, perhaps d2, whatever they want to try, but it's all the same going to be checkmate like this, rook and queen guarding each other. So let's go back and see some of the options that black didn't go with. Let's just see, after rook f6, we have to ask, what if black takes? You see the question marks coming. This engine gives mate in 5. So queen g3. Originally, with an engine on, I had checked e takes as the most natural move, and there was some beautiful variation. I'll show you in a moment. But queen g3 is just plain winning here. King h8, queen h4, and that is, again, threatening taking the pawn as essentially mate, as well as your queen is hanging. You can't really move, and you cannot approach. So anything like this runs into rook g3. This pawn just cannot otherwise be guarded. We're just taking it, and with the bishop and the rook, it's just checkmate in a move or two. So that would be mate. I did want to point out this one was really cool. So I was sitting here thinking, wait a minute, this is guarding the queen from moving over. This square is guarded by the bishop. What's the move here? And I just couldn't think of it for the life of me. But the engine actually finds a unbelievable concept here. How to get our queen in. We know it's mate if our queen can get in, but the squares are covered, and the engine found, not me for sure, the stunning concept. Move your rook back and then your queen to e3, and that will allow you to take this pawn in checkmate. Then let's see it. Rook e2. Rook e1, I think, is the same idea. It is the same result. Rook f8, queen e3. Does anyone find this in a real game? I'm not sure if he saw this because he might have concluded queen g3 was winning. So not certain if he had actually found this idea, but I'm sure he is more than capable. The idea of queen e3. And there's mates left and right. I like to show these lines just because it just proves that the attack was correct, the sacrifices were correct, and that every gap is filled, every move is accounted for, and it's just the truth. It's just the best move. So really cool concept there, backing the rook up. Completely insane to find all this. Here's the real game, and queen h5. Let's ask again. Remember, he played king f8. Let's ask, why can't you just take this? Again, rook g3, queen h6 check, and the key is our other piece here, the bishop. This is just plain mate. Whatever you block with, maybe the most natural looking is the bishop, runs into rook g8, and queen takes queen is checkmate. You can't block with the rook, the same story. Queen, of course, is just losing material on the surface, but it's also made into. And really, there's just nothing to be done. Can't take the rook. Again, okay, he played king f8, rook g3. Finally, can we take this? No, it's really all the same here. This is the same variation with bishop to b5 and rook g8 is checkmate on the next couple moves. And so the rook can never be taken. Here, c4, we saw that in the game already. And then rook takes g7. Are you kidding me? That one is just mind-boggling. That is nothing to speak about rook g8 here, giving away. I actually was calculating myself some other moves. Queen g6, queen takes pawn. You know, there's many sacrifices to be calculated here. But rook g8 just... the beautiful, the chef's kiss on the beautiful game here. I just am in awe. So any move here played runs into rook h8 and queen h6 type of checkmates. There is no escape for that, you can be sure. So, wow. Yeah, this one was really amazing. And like I mentioned, this was played in 2007. So they're really playing an incredible computer-like game when the computers, although strong, were not nearly what we think of today. 2007, folks. So here we go. Another good one today. I really hope you enjoyed this one as much as I did, and keep coming back, subscribe, like, comment, and all of that. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much, and you have a great day.